Good morning, students. Today we are going to start chapter number 3. Why do we need a parliament of civics? And we will discuss part 1 of this chapter. In this video, we will try to understand what is parliament, why do we need parliament, and why should people take decisions, and also we will know about representatives of the people. Parliament is a very important feature of parliamentary system. Parliamentary system. And parliamentary system is very important in democracy, right? Because democracy means the rule of people. As we have discussed, demos plus kratos. It is derived from two words, demos plus kratos. Demos means the people, kratos means the rule. So in this way, democracy is the rule of people. How the people will rule in this form of government. So there are different systems in this democratic government. For example, parliamentary system. It is implemented in India, Britain, etc. in which parliament is there. So what is parliament? So parliament is very important institution is parliamentary system, and parliamentary system is very important system in democratic system, democratic form of government. So there is very close relations between democracy and parliament because it consists of representatives of the people. Who are representatives? We will discuss in this chapter later. But first of all, we should understand that from where parliament comes in the democratic system. Because democracy, most of the democratic governments in the world consist of three organs. What are the three organs? Legislature. Number 2, executive, and number 3, judiciary. These are the three organs of democracy or democratic government. Legislature makes the laws. It makes laws. Lawmaking, the main function of legislature. Executive implements the laws. So implementing the laws is the main function of executive, and interpretation of the laws. This is the main function of judiciary. So today we are going to discuss about legislature. What is legislature? Legislature makes laws. Clear? It makes laws for country, and parliament is the law making authority. It means legislature. In India, legislature for entire country, parliament. So parliament is legislature which makes the laws. In democracy, it is one of the three organs. Getting my point? So in this way, we are trying to understand what is parliament. In India, if we talk particular about India, parliament is the legislative body for entire country. Parliament consists of three things. Parliament. In India, parliament consists of president and two houses, Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha. Right? So in this way, there are three parts of parliament, president, Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha. Now we'll discuss chapter with the first topic. The next topic is why should people decide? So this is the first topic of this chapter. Why should people decide? As we have discussed in democratic form of government, the people have the right to take the decisions. It means it is the people's rule. So the people are the concentrated authorities for the ruling and for governing the country. So in this way, why should people decide? If we take the remembrance about the experience during the colonial rule, approximately 100 years under the company rule and approximately 100 years again under the British crown rule, right? So approximately 200 years of colonial rule, we experienced a lot of difficulties under the foreign rules. India got freedom in 1947 on 15th of August, right? 1947. Before that, as we have discussed, that colonial rule was there, under which the people means faced a lot of difficulties under the wrong policies, whether it may be revenue policy, it may be political policy, it may be social, economic, etc. The people of India became very poor, and they were suppressed, their revolts and their voice was suppressed. It means it was completely the government which was very powerful, and it could work against the people, and people could do nothing. Understand? So it was the experience of such kind of non-democratic principles which are not implemented at this time in India. So but what happened after that? On 15th of August 1947, when India got freedom, after that we experienced a democratic system. Although so many leaders were confused about it, that nationalists fought and they struggled against the British government for freedom, but they had the question in their minds that after freedom means will we be able to implement the democratic system or not. But at last in 1947, interim government was continuously working till 1950, when our constitution was implemented on 26th January 1950, according to which we adopted the democratic republic system, according to which we had the parliamentary system implemented in our country, and the democratic kind of government, and with the representatives, right, of the people. So in this way, in 1951-52, first Lok Sabha elections took place, and in these elections, Congress party got the majority and it formed the government. So after that, in 1957, second Lok Sabha election conducted. So in this way, till now we have experience of 17 Lok Sabha elections. Understand? We started the journey for Lok Sabha in 1951 and 52, and till now we have the experience of 17 Lok Sabha elections. In 2019, it was 17th Lok Sabha elections conducted in India. So in this way, we have the long experience of democracy under the representative system, where parliament is very important in this kind of system. So why should people decide? Because in democracy, people's wish is supreme, because this is the government of the people. So the government will work for the welfare of people, in which the people should have the share in participation or in decision making process. Because when we had the colonial government, we did not have the power to involve in the decision making. So decisions were taken against the people, right? And people could do nothing. But after that, when we adopted democratic system, then it is very necessary for the people that they have to take part in the decision making process, and they have to take decisions about themselves, because this is the necessity under the democratic system. I hope that you are understanding. It's very simple thing. Why should people decide? Because when we had not the right to take the decisions, when we did not have the right to be involved in the decision making process during the colonial rule or colonial government, then the people were facing the difficulties, different kinds of problems, right? And they could not develop as today we are doing at the international level also, and at the individual level also, right? So in this way, we can say that the people should have the right to take decisions, and the people should have the right to take the participation in the decision making process under the democratic government. So this is the topic, why should people decide? I think you have understood. Next one is people and their representatives. People and their representatives means, in democracy, as we have discussed, that this is the rule of people. So in India, it is approximately 130 crore people are there. So how can all the people form the government? How can all the people run the government? And how all the people can take the decisions or participate in the decision making process? How? Through the representatives. So, in democratic system, representatives are there of the people and they take the decisions on behalf of the people. Let's try to understand democracy. Mainly there are two types of democracy: direct democracy and indirect democracy. Indirect democracy, the head of the state or the government directly elected by the people, number one. Second thing, in the decision making process, the people are directly involved through the referendums. Understand? Through the referendums and other kinds of surveys. Indirect democracy, in this democracy, the government, the head of the country is not directly elected by the people. Right? People elect their representatives. People elect their representatives and representatives form the government. They form the government. But in direct democracy, people and directly connected to the government. Clear? But in this way, indirect democracy, people, representatives and government. So in this way, representatives of the people play very important role. They raise the voice, they speak on behalf of the people, they do the work for the welfare of the people, right, on behalf of the people and keeping in touch of the government. So in this way we can understand that India is experiencing indirect democracy. We have implemented indirect democracy because we elect our representatives. Our representatives are, for example, for state government, MLAs, member of legislative assemblies; for central government, MPs, member of parliament. Clear? Member of parliament sit in parliament, right? Parliament, there are two houses, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Understand? So MPs are the member of parliament whether in Lok Sabha or in Rajya Sabha. MLAs are sitting in the legislative assembly, state legislative assembly, and they play a very important role on behalf of the people in state assemblies. MPs speak on behalf of the people in parliament. Getting my point? So in this way we can understand people and their representatives. People elect their representatives on the basis of universal adult franchise, right? So this is called that on without any kind of discrimination, when the people have the right to vote. This is called universal adult franchise. It's very important in democracy and especially in indirect democracy, where the people elect their representatives and representatives form the government. Right? So dear students, this was the topic, why should people decide, and people and their representatives, and I hope that you understood the topic discussed in this video about parliament. First we discussed about the parliament and parliamentary system, then we discussed that why should people take decisions, or why should people decide. Then we discussed about people and their representatives, in which we discussed that there are two types of democracy: direct democracy, indirect democracy. In direct democracy, people directly run the government. It means they are involved in decision making process directly by referendum, etc. And indirect democracy, people are not directly involved in the decision making process. They are involved in decision making process through their representatives. Understand? So they elect their representatives. Representatives form the government, and on behalf of the people, representatives work and they take direct part in the decision making process. So in this way we discuss this topic in this video. In the next video we will discuss the chapter, the rest of the topics of the chapter. Thank you. Have a nice day.